everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about my 2022 favorites. They are all laid out in front of me. We have a lot to talk about. Before we get started though, my name is Jay. On this channel, I tend to create a lot of planner productivity focused content. However, this channel's really just kind of turned into my creative corner over the past couple of months, and I produce other content as well. So things like vlogs and a lot of makeup related stuff I've been doing recently. But yeah, I hope you take a second to like and subscribe. It'd be greatly appreciated. And let's just hop right into it. There's so many things in front of me. Okay. So first things first, primer. I'm just gonna go in the order of application because that's how I have it like all laid out in front of me to like ensure that I didn't miss anything. Okay, so first things first, primer. Easily my favorite primer of the year was the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder. This product is absolutely fantastic. I have like major pan. I'm about to finish it hopefully soon. I'm working on a couple other things right now, but anyway, this thing is fantastic. It's got an ingredient in there called upsalate, and upsalate is amazing. It's a relatively newer ingredient to the market, and it's really good at like long lasting oil control. So I find that my makeup looks fantastic. It doesn't dry me out, but throughout the day, it controls the amount of oil that peeks through. And in that way, provides amazing longevity for me. I really like this product. I'm incredibly impressed by it to the point where like I want to finish the other primers in my collection and just own this one. Like this is my one. I love it so much. It is fantastic. If you have like combination oily skin, I recommend it. I just use it in the T-zone and it's chef's kiss. Okay, let's talk about foundation, skin tints and stuff like that. I have 3 to talk about. First one is the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. I've been using this for years. I think this is my 3rd bottle. Every single time I finish a bottle, I immediately repurchase it. It's one of those products that has like a long-term slot in my collection. It's super easy to apply. In my opinion, it looks the best when I apply it with my hands, which is great. Like super quick, out the door, easy makeup. Never streaky. It's a hint of a tint. It's just a little bit. It slightly evens out your complexion. You can't really tell that you're wearing makeup. I love it. It's also really nice for those of you who prefer to go in and like spot conceal. So you can just apply this all over and then spot conceal the couple of areas that you want to cover instead of wearing more of a medium coverage foundation. It's just the ease of use, and the finish on the skin is so natural. I absolutely love it. I wear it to work, wear it for errands, anytime where I just want a little bit of something and I don't want to have to fuss or think about it. I love it. The other product, and this one I tried this year for the first time. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Foundation. I have a sneaky suspicion that something is going on with it. It might be getting discontinued. It's no longer on the Sephora site. I picked it up directly from Charlotte Tilbury a couple months ago, but now it's all like out of stock. I don't really know what's going on with it, but if you have this is your reminder to pull it out. I think it's a fantastic product. It sits on the skin beautifully. You get more coverage, a lot more coverage than the Chanel one, but it's still a light coverage foundation. It's wonderful. They call it a foundation. I think of it as a skin tint. It's just a little bit of coverage, has a little bit of hydration, sits beautifully on the skin. Even though I have combination oily skin, it looks really nice on my skin. It's not overly dewy, but I love it, and the color match is really good for me as well. So I'm happy I picked this up before it like started to disappear, because this has been one that's been on my radar for years. I've just never went ahead and picked it up. And this year I did try quite a few products from Charlotte Tilbury, whereas I had never tried really anything from Charlotte Tilbury in the past, except for the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I wasn't really impressed. So this is one of the products I tried from them this year, and I love it. The last foundation base type product that I want to talk about is the Fenty Ease Drop. This is fantastic, especially with a pump of the Saie Super Glowy Gel. So let's talk about this first, and then I'll go more into this because this is also a favorite. This is a really nice skin tint. It has the most coverage out of pretty much all of the foundation products that I own, but it still looks like skin. I can still see my skin through it. It has a more natural finish. It's really good in the summer for me when I get a little bit more oily. absorbs that oil nicely. I really like the Fenty Beauty line. The Fenty Beauty line in general typically is, all of the products are formulated more with combination oily skin in mind. And this is not exempt to that. I feel like it's one of the only skin tints on the market that is formulated with people who have combination oily skin in mind, but that also isn't like completely flat, dry, matte. It strikes a really nice balance, okay? I really like this one. But also, since I do tend to like a dewier look, even though I have combination skin, I've been mixing a lot of my foundations, not only the 3 that I've mentioned, but all of them pretty much, with some type of illuminator throughout the year. Earlier in the year, I was using Hollywood Flawless Filter. I discontinued it. I think it went bad. I didn't discontinue it. I don't have that privy. I don't have that power. I decluttered it. I threw it out because it started to smell. I'd owned it for years. The other one that I've used is Auric Glow Lust. This one, though, ultimately I believe is my favorite because it's a gel. It works really well with combination skin. The Auric Glow Lust is a little bit too hydrating. The Hollywood Flawless Filter is a little bit too like metallic-y looking for me. This one works great. Like, it's undetectable in terms of like, I don't see where it stops and finishes like on my skin, and texture wise it also mixes into other products really well, which is how I tend to use this kind of product. I really like it. I like it a lot. This is the mini, and I've made my way through this, and I only got it in October, and since I got it, I haven't really touched my Auric Glow Lust at all. It's the only thing I've been using and the only thing I've wanted to use, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. The gel formula in here is really nice. Let's talk concealer, which for concealer, I only have one, and this is the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I use the shade 5.50. It's a little bit light for me. This is easily my favorite concealer. I finished one earlier this year. I think I bought it in February, finished it by June, and then opened this one like the next day. And I've been using this one since June, and there's a ton of windowing. I'm almost done with it. I really like this concealer. It just makes my under eyes, since I discovered it, I always say it just makes my under eyes look incredibly healthy. Like, they just look really nice and pretty and hydrated. I can set it. I don't have to set it if I don't want to. Sometimes it does crease, but it's just a little bit, and I pretty much get creasing with any concealer that I use. And this isn't like bad or anything. It's just like the natural shape of my eye. I have a line under there. It's not due to aging or anything. It's just like the shape of my eye. But when it does crease, it's really undetectable. I don't notice it unless I'm like really up close in the mirror. And then because it is a little bit more of like a hydrating, dewy concealer, at any point throughout the day, I can just tap my under eye and it looks brand new. I love this thing. It is so flipping good. I also really like the packaging of it. This like neon yellow. I don't even like the color yellow, but it looks so fresh. I don't know. It's a fantastic concealer. Again, I used pretty much 2 this year. I'm gonna finish this pretty soon, and I see myself repurchasing it pretty soon after I finish it. Like, I see this potentially having like a continual spot in my makeup collection, much like the Chanel Water Fresh tint. So this year I also tried a couple new powders, and I've been using 2 of them consistently, and I've been absolutely loving them. So the first one that I tried is the Givenchy Prism Libre. I got it in shade 3, Voile Rosé. And you've got like the 4 colors to it. All of them in this colorway is more of a pink. What I really like though is I've been using a triangle puff with this powder. This is the most smoothing airbrush type finish powder I have ever seen in my life. It looks fantastic. Like, I should probably use it in a video one day to show you soon. It just smooths everything out, but it never looks dry. It never looks cakey. It never sucks the life out of anything. It actually brightens a little bit, but in a realistic way. It doesn't look like too bright or unnatural in any way. It's a really nice loose powder. The other powder that I used a ton this year is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. So this is just a pressed setting powder. And listen, I've heard people talk about this powder for years, and for the longest time, I was like, I am never spending that much money on a powder. You don't get a ton of product in here. Like, price per gram, it's not great. It's very expensive. But I was on vacation earlier this year and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy myself a little something for vacation. And I got this and I've been using it ever since I got back. It is so good. It is so flipping good. I understand why people like it. Much like actually the Givenchy, it's incredibly smoothing on the face. Like, I get why they call it the like airbrush finish, because it just smooths out all the look, takes away some of the shine, but still leaves some of the shine so that you look glowy and natural, like dewy, radiant. But it sets it all in place so it's not going to shift around throughout the day like your foundation, so that your foundation doesn't shift around. It's just a wonderful product. I actually also really like the tone of it as well. And the packaging is really nice. I've just been loving this powder. It's absolutely fantastic. Okay, next let's talk bronzers. And before I start, I'm just gonna caveat by saying bronzer is my favorite category of makeup. I have 4. I know some people don't even own 4 bronzers at once. These are just my favorites from the year and in general, and I thought I would share them with you. And I hope you like bronzer too. So first off, I'm gonna talk about the only cream bronzer that's in my list of favorites. So I tried this earlier this year, released earlier this year. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer, and this one's in the shade medium. You guys, I have like major pan in there. Like, I love this thing. I think it came out in April, maybe? April or May. It is a fantastic bronzer. It's creamy on the skin. It blends out really easily. I tend to prefer to stamp it onto the skin. The tone of it is wonderful. You get the blendability that you get with a cream bronzer, but then it does set down. It's not as glowy as some other cream bronzers that I've seen before. It works great on like combination oily skin. The tone is lovely. It's a really good cream bronzer. It's my favorite that I've compared to anything that I've ever tried in the realm of cream bronzer. It's beat out everything. I absolutely love this product so much. If you're in the market for a new cream bronzer, definitely think about this one. It has a really great tone to it as well. Let's see. Like, I love it. It's like, it warms up the face without being orange in any way. And that's one of the things that I've come to really like about the Charlotte Tilbury line. I really like the color choices that come out of Charlotte Tilbury's line. Also, I've heard that they have a really good fair shade in this bronzer. It's not orange at all from what I've heard from people. It's so good. Okay, so the next bronzer that I want to talk about is the Gucci bronzer. So this is the Gucci Eclat Soleil in the shade 3. I'm wearing it today. Oh, what else am I wearing today? Let's just quickly go over it. I'm wearing the primer, the Danessa Myricks Exploring Balm. I'm wearing the Kosas Revealer Concealer and the Givenchy powder. And then I'm also wearing this as bronzer today. This is the Gucci Eclat Soleil bronzing powder in shade 3. This is beautiful. It is so blurring. And the tone of it is lovely. It's right here. It just glazes over the skin. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, which I love a glowy bronzer. Like, that's a pro for me. I love the packaging of it. I love interacting with it as a whole. It's incredibly blendable. I've used it with like a variety of different kinds and shapes of brushes and have never been disappointed. It's a lovely formula. So yeah, I believe I bought that one earlier this year. I was trying to think if I bought it last year or this year. I believe I bought it like right towards the beginning of this year. It is just lovely. If you enjoy bronzers and are in the market for a new bronzer and don't mind spending a little bit, I absolutely love it. And because of my experience with this bronzer, in terms of its formula, I am really interested in trying the Gucci blushes because I heard that the formula is really similar in terms of like how blurring it is. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to talk about another one, and I'm going to talk about it really quickly because it's discontinued, but it definitely needs to be talked about because it's fantastic. This is the Chanel Beige Oversized Healthy Glow Sun-Kissed Powder in the shade Sun-Kissed Medium. I have also the shade Deep. but this is the one. This is so nice. It is so glowy. Like, I don't know if this is everyone's cup of tea. It's a lot lighter than any of the other bronzers that I own, and it just casts the absolute, sorry, I was looking over in the viewfinder, if you saw my eyes darting over there, just to make sure you guys could see it. It gives like the most like goldeny glow to the skin, but it doesn't, you can't like, on the face, you can't discern like individual pieces of shimmer. So in that way it looks natural, but it's just lovely. It buffs over the skin beautifully. I used this a lot after using a cream bronzer because it is a little bit lighter. I felt that I could use a cream bronzer first and then kind of top it with this product. But I've also used this product individually as its own bronzer and have loved it. I'm sorry you guys can't get your hands on it anymore. It is so good. I like tracked this down in the city of Toronto. I think I got like the last one. I went on a manhunt mission for this product and I am so happy I did because I love it. I also really like the packaging. I wish I had like a regular Les Beige compact. I guess like a regular Les Beige compact is probably the size of this. So it's a pretty big bronzer. I'm gonna have it with me for a while and I'm happy about that. It's really, really good. Okay, and then the last bronzer that I want to talk about is the Victoria Beckham bronzer. I talked about this recently in my full Victoria Beckham brand overview. I really like this product. I have it in 2 shades. This is shade 2, the newest one to my collection. I've had shade 3 since last year and loved it. The formula on these are great. They're super smooth. They are matte. So out of all of the bronzers here, oh no, the cream is matte. But out of all the powder bronzers that I've talked about, this is the only matte one, but it still looks like skin. Even though it's matte and it doesn't have shimmer, it's not like a dry matte. It's very creamy. It sinks into the skin beautifully. It buffs over the skin really nicely. In both the 2 shades that I've tried, so this is 2, I also have shade 3. I really like that I can also discernibly tell the difference between both of the colors on the skin. So the idea is one you'd use to contour, one you'd use to bronze. Actually, no, you use this one to bronze and then this one to contour, like deepen the bronze. She doesn't label it contour, she labels it, what does she call it? Hold on. I guess I can also show you. Oh yeah, she calls one of the shades warm, like the purpose of it to warm, and the other shade is to contour. For reference, this is shade 3, so it's a little bit darker. It's actually quite a bit darker. And I really like the formula of it, but some days it was a little too dark, so that's why I bought shade 2. And what's nice about this product is they're refillable. So I just bought the refill of shade 2 and popped it in here. In the summer, I'll pop this back in there when I get a little bit of a tan. There's really no need at any point in the year for me to have both of them in a compact and use them both. But anyway, it's a fantastic product. I really like it. I do think it is like truly a standout from the Victoria Beckham brand. And I do think that this is one of the prettiest compacts that I own. It's pretty weighted. I love the tortoise shell and the gold like edging to it. It's just lovely. Okay, next let's move on to blushes. So the first blushes that I wanted to talk about are the Dior Rosy Glow blushes. This one is in 001 Pink, and then this one is in 004 Coral. I love these. I really like the Dior Rouge blush line, like the formula, and I find these to be pretty similar. Especially the pink, but I'm pretty sure both the coral as well have a little bit of that pH color adjusting thing. They both don't turn hot pink on me like the lip products tend to do, but they definitely like kind of change a little bit when they're on your face to even a prettier color. Like, listen, I worked in cosmetics for years. I've sold Dior cosmetics for years. I walked by this blush every day for years and was like, I'm never going to wear that. And then when it went viral, I was finally able to actually see this blush on other skin tones. And that's when I was like, ooh, that may actually work for me. Maybe I was wrong. And I certainly was. They look beautiful on the skin. I also tend to use these a lot as like tools in terms of like, I will put on another blush and then reach for these to like alter the color in some way. So like sometimes if I put on like a really peachy blush and then I look at my face and I'm like, oh, my face is like really warm. Sometimes I'll just pull out the pink just to cool it off a little bit. So I like these both as like individual blushes that I just apply as my only blush. This is the only blush that I'm wearing today, by the way, the coral one. But I'll also reach for them to like color adjust other blushes as well. I really, really like these. I also love the packaging of these. I think that they're super cute. I love how compact they are, yet they still feel like nice and luxurious. They're a great formula. And I've been really happy to have them in my collection this year. The other blush that I loved this year, it's so dirty. This is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in the shade She's So LA. And let me put this down. I used this all throughout the summer. I hit pan on it pretty recently. I loved this color so much when I had a tan. I was using both the cream and the powder or them individually. The nice thing about these Patrick Ta duos is that the powder works wonderfully on its own as a powder blush. The cream looks beautifully on its own as a powder blush, and they do work together wonderfully. I really like products where if you're gonna put two of something in a compact, I want them to perform individually and together, and this does. The color is the best. I absolutely love it, especially for my skin tone. It's like this nice like rosy bronze, but not too rosy. I really love it. And then the cream is spectacular. It sits on the skin really nicely. It doesn't fade too quickly with my oily skin. It blends out really nicely. It's a slam dunk, okay? I absolutely love this formula. And I'm happy I got a lot of use out of it this year. So there's that one. And then this was also the year for me of the Rose Inc Cream Blush. I fell in love with this blush formula this year. I bought the first one in January, and then 2 weeks later I bought another one. And then during the fall sale, I bought 2 more because I have been loving them. So the first one that I got, let's see. Oh, okay, I had a little bit of a mix up. Okay, the first one that I got is Azalea, which looks brand new, like it hasn't been touched because this one is brand new. The compact that I had broke, like it literally like fell apart. So I emailed the company and they just sent me a replacement. So that's why it looks brand new. I have used this color a lot. I love this color on me. This is just a new pan of it, but I did purchase it earlier this year. 2 weeks later, I went ahead and I purchased Foxglove, which I hit pan on. I absolutely love this color on me. It's really pretty. It's like a warm terracotta. It's gorgeous. I will say I also love these products because they work just as well on the cheeks as they do the lips. It's really easy to create a beautiful put together monochromatic look with these products. They're also really pigmented, but they're still easy to use and blend and buff out on the skin lovely. They're a great option also if you have combination skin. I mean, they work for all skin types, but some blushes, they just don't work with oily skin. Like it's just not going to work. It's going to slip, it's going to slide, and it's going to fade. These set in this lovely way that works really well when your oils start to pee through. They don't start to fade. They don't move around. They really work well on combination oily skin, but I also know of a lot of people who have dry skin that like them. They're a great all-around product. I think that this is like the star of the line when it comes to Rose Inc. During the I guess winter Sephora sale, it happened in late October, right? Yeah, it happened in October this year. I purchased 2 more. So I got Daylily, which is like a lighter, it's got like a little bit of taupe to it, like desaturated peach. It's really pretty. And then I also got Dahlia, which is like a red cranberry type color. I'm really excited to get some wear out of this in like winter. So right towards the end of December and then all through January, February, and March. I think it's gonna look really pretty. All of these I've used both on the lips and cheeks, and they perform lovely on both. I absolutely love these products. Next, I have to do an honorable mention. This is the Merit Flush Balm in the shade Mood. The Merit Flush Bombs are a balm blush, as you can tell. They do have a bit of translucency to them. I really like that because it makes them look super natural on the skin. This is the shade Mood. I love this color. I love it so much. I didn't think I would like it. It looks so beautiful on the cheeks. I also really like it on the lips. They don't advertise that it's for the lip and cheek, but the formula works great on the lips as well. I've noticed that if I have a cream blush, I tend to like to be able to wear it on the lips and cheeks. For me, when I think cream blush, I think like easy going, quick out the door makeup. And when I'm doing that type of look, I tend to like something that I can wear both on the lips and cheeks, because that monochromatic look I find makes you look really put together and takes a very little amount of time. But this shade, this like rich burgundy, I really like it, especially in this formula, because it's a rich burgundy that also is a balm, so it has that translucent element to it. So even though it's like a darker burgundy shade, it looks really natural on the skin. Like, I really love this product. This was sent to me in PR, by the way. I absolutely love it. The Flush Bomb formula, it does fade a little bit, but it still works. Like, I can still get an 8-hour day. I wear it and I'm still like, it works. I still continue to reach for it, continue to grab for it. I honestly didn't think it was. That's why I never purchased one, even though every single time I went to Sephora, I would swatch them. I never took it home because I was like, I have oily skin. I don't think a balm's gonna work for me. I'm really happy they sent it to me in PR because I've been really happy with the product. It actually does work for me and the color is gorgeous. Those are all of the blushes. Yeah. All of the blushes. I obviously had other things that I was using a lot during the year, but those are like the standout favorites that I think about when I think about the year as a whole. For brows, I found like my holy grail. I'm gonna call it my holy grail brow products this year. First things first, Boy Brow. It's in a box because I'm using another brow gel right now and I cannot wait to finish it because I cannot wait to reopen this. This is my absolute favorite brow gel. It was what I was using. I used 2 of these this year. And then when I finished the second one, I went to a different brow gel because I already owned it and I wanted to use it. This is the best brow gel on the market. I don't know exactly what it is, but my brows look so good when I use this product and it's so easy. I don't have to fuss with it. They always look good. I really love this product. The shade works really well for me. I use the shade medium or brown, whatever the like middle shade is. Yeah, brown. I just love it. The brush is a great size. It holds my brows up. It fills them in. They look really put together. It's really easy. It's the best brow product. That's it. Okay? But some days, I will say, when I do like a full face of makeup, I do like to use a classic brow pencil to fill it in a little bit more because I do have my eyebrows are really light. They're like real blonde. So you can't see them unless I put like a brow gel in them. But some days when I do full glam, I do like to actually use a brow pencil and a clear brow gel. And these are my favorites. So both from Benefit. This is the Precisely My Brow. This just works. It's a really small pencil. I can get brush-like strokes. The spoolie on the back's really good. The color just matches me. It's just a really good classic brow pencil. I have no need to fuss with anything else. I have no desire to try any other brow pencil. Some brow pencils in the past that I've tried, if you like apply too much product, sometimes they get like gummy. Never happened with this. It's a solid brow pencil and I'm happy with it. I'm sticking with it. I really like it. And then this is like the best clear brow gel ever. This is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I've been using this tube all year. I still pull it out and there continues to be product on the brush. I don't know how much is in this thing. There's still product in it. I've been using it all year. It holds my brows up, makes them look really nice. They don't look crunchy though. They don't feel crunchy, but my brows are in place. They'll be in place until I wash it off. It's a fantastic product. It's a great brow gel. It's the only thing I'll buy. This year, I discovered the Brow Trinity. Like, this is all I want to own. I don't want my brow products to exceed 3, and these are the specific 3. Okay, so let's talk about eyeshadows. I really discovered this year my personal preferences with eyeshadow. how I prefer my eyeshadow to look, what I want out of an eyeshadow palette. I decluttered a lot this year because I was figuring out those preferences. What I've really determined is that I like a quad. I like a really small curated palette that I can use. And I also really like bronzes, but I don't really like oranges or reds. I don't want it to go too warm toned. And I don't really care for like grays or super cool toned taupes. If it's gonna be a taupe, I want it to have a slightly olive component to it. I really like niche down into my eyeshadow preferences. I love a lot of eyeshadow. I do own quite a bit of eyeshadow. These are some of the few like standouts of the year that were new to my collection. So I do have like some older things that I was reaching for and using, but I wanted to kind of keep it a little bit contained so that we weren't here for hours. This is what I'm coming to you with as my favorites for 2022 for eyeshadow. I love all of these things. They're like my little children. Okay, first things first, I tried 2 of these this year. So these are the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows. I tried both Space Cowboy and Lithium. These are beautiful eyeshadows. They're really shiny, wet look, especially Space Cowboy, because Space Cowboy doesn't have that much of a base to it. So it really does like make your eyes look wet. You can see it catching there in the light on the edge of my hand there. And then Lithium is like this beautiful brown, deeper brown, but it blends out to have some warmth on the edges. So you can actually do like a full on one look with this, because when you blend it out, you'll get that warmer tone in the crease and then keep the like load of contained sparkles straight on the lid. It's a really versatile eyeshadow, I find. I reach for both of them all of the time. I reach for Space Cowboy a lot as a topper. So like if I've done an eye look with another palette and I just want some shimmer and shine, want to amp it up to the next level, I'll reach for Space Cowboy to top what I already have on my lids. It's rare that I kind of use it on its own, but I have, and it's pretty. And then Lithium I use on its own all the time as a one look shadow for a one shadow look. But yeah, I really like these. They're gorgeous. I'm gonna give another honorable mention. I know you guys can't get this anymore, but these are my favorites. I have to talk about this one. This is the Chanel Le Quatre Ombre Tweed. This is their eyeshadow quad in 01 Tweed Cuvier. This was their limited edition tweed collection this year, and this is, dare I say, my favorite eyeshadow palette ever. And it was limited edition, and these pans are so small. This palette is fantastic. I absolutely love it. I think I'm gonna swatch the whole thing for you guys. You've just got like a beautiful assortment of colors in here that really check every box for me. So you've got, I hate swatching this because it has this tweed embossing, and every time I swatch it, it diminishes more and more and more. Also, I think this is like the best formula I've seen from Chanel. Okay, so you've got like this like more satiny shade right here, which is like perfect for all over the lid. Then you have a topper in the palette. So it's pretty like, it's a scattered shimmer, so you can just top it. It adds like a really shiny, somewhat glossy look to the eye, catches the light. Then you've got more of a mid-tone bronze that you can use in the crease. And then you have a deeper, darker brown that you can use to deepen up the crease. And I've also used it to just create a little wing eyeliner. It's everything I need in a palette. I don't tend to need like a highlighting shade for the inner corner in a palette. I don't really do that a lot. And I don't tend to need a black in a palette. And I also really like a topper. So the fact that this is a quad and it pretty much has everything I use on a daily basis to like create an eyeshadow look, I love it. It is like my perfect palette, you guys. It's so good. It is so good. It's sold out everywhere. I can't find one. If I could, I would think about seriously buying a backup. I've never bought a backup of an eyeshadow palette in my entire life. This is literally my favorite thing ever. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Okay, there's that one. And then this year I tried Tom Ford. Actually tried a lot from Tom Ford. These are the two that stuck out to me and continued to capture my attention. I mean, I use all of mine still, but these are like the two that I'm writing home about, okay? This is De La Creme. This one features 2 mattes and 2 satins. And then this is the Wet Look formula, and this one's in the shade Suspicion. I use them on their own and together all the time. They're absolutely fantastic for what I want out of eyeshadow. These mattes, some of my favorite mattes in my collection, they blend beautifully. They're like blurring too, like they obscure light in a really nice way. And then these satins are quite pretty. I don't really care all the time for a satin shade, but I was using them when I was using this palette and had no complaints. Like I quite liked them. I like the tone and the depth of these mattes as well, because this one's like this beautiful camel. It's nowhere near orange in like the best way possible. And then the darker shade in here, I could use it to just deepen up the eye look, but it's also just dark enough that concentrated. When it's concentrated, I also can create a wing out of it. It's a great little quad, especially like when it comes to my needs out of an eyeshadow palette. I love it. And then if we want to talk about wet dry, this is me in a quad in the wet dry formula. I'll swatch this one out for you. I really like this formula. I've never tried the Tom Ford formula at all, never mind the wet dry formula before this year, and this is me. It captures the light absolutely beautifully. The shades in here are right up my alley. The closest thing, the only thing is this one isn't my all-time favorite objectively. Like it is like a really warm toned gold bridging kind of copper, but I was using it, even though like when I look at it right now I'm like, ooh, that's a little warm. I use it when I use the palette and I always love the look. So it's onto something. I think with the collection of those colors, I like it like in context of it being surrounded by those other colors. It really works well for me. I love the formula. I never have had a single problem with it. It's so blendable, so easy to use. I also realized this year that like this is an all shimmer palette, and so is the Chanel one. I don't mind an all shimmer look. I know, gasp. Like I never thought that was gonna be me. I was always like matte in the crease, shimmer on the lid, matte in the outer corner, like very structured, like classic conception of like doing eyeshadow. But this year I've been using a ton of shimmer. It has been like my go-to. So there's that. And then last but not least, let's talk about a couple of singles. Actually, no, these two are singles. I guess I have one more single. I didn't realize that this was over here. This is the Victoria Beckham Lid Luster in the shade Honey. I love this eyeshadow so flippin' much. Honey is like the perfect term for it. It's this beautiful like champagne gold that goes nowhere near orange in the best way possible. It's a really neutral gold, and I think that's why I love it so much, because it adds like this lightness and this brightness to the lid, but it doesn't like dictate which way the color story is going. Like I can use this bronze with like the Dior pink and it works. And then I can also use it with the Dior orange and it works. It kind of is like this beautiful gold shade that just kind of lets me take it in whatever direction I want to go in. Never mind the formula. The lid lusters are gorgeous. I have another one on my Christmas wish list this year. Like it's just a gorgeous formula. So I'm happy to have it. I've used it quite a bit. I really like it. Also, I mean, Victoria Beckham is literally my packaging aesthetic. Like if I created a brand, yeah, I want black, golds, and tortoiseshell. Like it's just perfect. But anyway, that's the last eyeshadow favorite. Oh my God, I have so many lip stuff to talk about. Anyway, let's finish off the eyes. Favorite mascara, discovered it this year. Already like bought a second tube. This is the second tube. We'll continue to purchase it. This is the Merit Lengthening Mascara. They never sent this to me in PR, by the way. I've purchased both the tubes I've had. I will purchase another tube with my own money. I very much love this mascara. It's a tubing mascara. I really like the size of the wand. It lets me get right in at the lashes. It never makes a mess. I don't really hit the back, like the skin behind my lashes. It washes off really easily. It's a great color. I love the packaging. It separates the lashes, lifts the lashes, gives it a little bit of volume and thickness, but I much prefer like a lengthening mascara. Like that's my goal. Let's lengthen the lashes, and this really delivers. I love it. It doesn't clump up my lashes. I can layer and layer and layer and it doesn't look bad. It lasts a decent amount of time. The first tube, I think it lasts me 4 months, which is like great, sweet spot for me. Happy with that. It's a great mascara. I love it. I just want them to come out with a brown. Please, Merit, release a brown. This is a beautiful mascara. For eyeliners, which previous to this year, I never really wore eyeliners. This year I've been wearing the Victoria Beckham ones, and then I've also been using powder eyeshadow a lot to just do a quick little wing. These are the 2 Victoria Beckham satin gel liners that I have. I have Cocoa, which is the deep brown, and I also have Bronze. Love them both. Been using them both all year long. I use the Cocoa a little bit more. It's a little bit shorter, as you can see, but I really like both of them. I just smudge them along the upper lash line, and then I can also grab a little brush and wing them out. They're really easy. They glide across the lid. There is never, ever, ever, ever been any sort of tugging. I love them. I have another one on my Christmas wish list too. There's a lot of Victoria Beckham on my wish list this year because I've just been impressed by their brand. Okay, finally, let's move on to lips. I have a lot of lip stuff to talk about, and I feel like they're all important, but I'm just gonna try and like speed run them because I've talked about multiple of them before. I've shared them on my Instagram. I've talked about them in videos here. We're just gonna speed run them. They're all beautiful and lovely in their own ways, and I'll give you a couple of the reasons why real quickly, okay? But we don't need to be here for another 20 minutes. Lip liners. These are my all-time favorite 2 lip liners. They're perfect. This is the NYX lip pencil in the shade Nude Truffle. I really like this one because it's slightly cool toned. Well, not even slightly, it is cool toned. It's a cool tone nude. So I can actually like shape the lips, add a little depth and dimension to them, like contour them with this lip pencil, but it's not straight up gray where it like looks odd. And then Victoria Beckham 02 was like the perfect, just simply nude lip liner for my lips and my skin tone. So that is Nude Truffle from NYX. Victoria Beckham 02, fantastic. Love them both. Also really learned this year that I really like lip liners and eye pencils that are in wooden casings that you have to sharpen. I just always prefer the formula more compared to a twist up one. They wear really comfortably. Both of these glide across the lips wonderfully. They're great lip liners and the shades are fantastic for me. Let's see, how do we want to organize this? Maybe let's talk about actual like lipsticks first. Oh, you know what I'm going to talk about first actually? These are the Victoria Beckham Bitten Lip Tints. Both the labels have fallen off of mine, but let's see. This is the shade Cherie. And then this is the one Amour. I'll show you in a second. Really love these. I love a good lip tint, by the way. And this is a really nice formula. It's like a gel formula. It sits really beautifully on the lips. It just looks like my lips, but better. So the Amour one is here. It's like a smoky peach. And then Cherie is here. It's like a muted red, which I really like. It just kind of makes my natural lips look a little bit more flushed. Both of them are lovely. The formula is great. They glide across the lips. They are like the epitome of my lips, but better. I can't really feel them on the lips. They just sink into the lips. They last really nicely. My lips just look a little bit put together, a little bit more even in color. I love them. And you can already tell just by how, like, they weren't sitting there long. They've already stained. They're really nice. Let's talk about actual lipsticks. So this year I discovered a new formula that I love. It's called a matte balm. So it's like a really nice and comfortable matte lipstick. I have 2 different brands that make this kind of formula. The first one is Dior, and they call it a matte balm. This one's in the shade 820 Jardin Sauvage. I love this shade. So this is what this one looks like. It's like this red, somewhat berry shade that I never thought I'd like, but it's actually pretty similar to what my lips look like when they get flushed. I really like it. The formula of these are great. They have quite a bit of silicone in them, but in that way they're comfortable on the lips. They don't dry it out. They like seal in the moisture that you already have. and they're really even in color. They don't go patchy at all. They just glide across the lips. I really like them. So that's the Dior formula. And then NARS also has some matte balms. They call theirs the soft matte tinted lip balm. So I've got 2 from them. I've got the shade Intimate and Brief Encounter. So we've got Intimate there. It's really pretty. And then Brief Encounter is right over here. As you can see, these ones have a little bit more pigment than the Dior one over here, but I love them both. Both of them are a great formula. Last lovely on the lips. Just work great. Okay, next let's talk about lip balms, lip oils, lip glosses, all of the like sheer shiny stuff, okay? First things first, Dior Lip Glow Oil. Love these. Love them. I have one in my purse, one at my desk, 2 on like my little vanity section. Fantastic formula, very hydrating. Love the colors. They're great. I've really been like making my way through them. Most of the ones I have are all half empty. This one's pretty full. But I love them. They're great products. Next, oh, the Merit Lip Oil. Really like this one too. I find them pretty hydrating. I really like the texture of them on my lip. I love the way that they feel. I bought the taupe one first because I really liked the color. I hadn't really seen a color like this in a really long time, if ever, in a lip product. And then I just loved the formula of it so much, like how it felt on the lips, how hydrating it was, how it made the lips look like shiny, but not like latexy shiny. Like it was just really nice. That I actually went and bought the clear, and I like put this one in my pocket of my sweatpants when I'm all around the house all day long. I really like this one. Guys, I'm like losing the sun here. I'm just trying to wrap it up. I'm really losing the sun. Okay, the other product that I want to talk about are the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balms. Talked about these before, especially on my Instagram. I absolutely love them. I have the clear one, which I wear at night all the time. And then these tinted ones, I typically have one of them in my purse at all times, at least. Most of the time, by the end of the week, all 3 of them have migrated into my purse. This one's Poppy, this one's Nude Beige, and this one's Brown Sugar. They're all great colors. Go into Sephora and swatch and see which one you think would suit you best, or be like me and buy them all. I love them though, they're great. Next, we've got the Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Serum. I love these. They have a slight little tingle, a slight little plump to them. They look super shimmery and glossy on the lips. I've got Bronze Glow and Honey Glow. Honey Glow is one of my all-time favorite lip products. I love it. They're great. I like the packaging of them. I like how the exterior is the actual color of the interior product. They're just lovely. Sit on the skin, not on the skin, on the lips beautifully. They actually do like plump a little bit. Again, you get some of that tingling. It really just reminds me of like a lip gloss, but I like that it's in like this stick packaging. The only thing that I will say is that they're not stable. Don't put them in your purse in the summer. As soon as they start to melt, they'll like run out of the tube. That's the only thing that I will say, but I just tend to keep them at home in the summer, and it's fine. Next, let's talk about another product that is very similar to the Makeup by Mario ones. This is the Hourglass Phantom. What do they call these? Phantom Volumizing Gloss Balm, something like that. Got the shade Slip, got the shade Ruse. Ruse is really nice though. Ruse was limited edition in their holiday set this year. And then Slip is like their best selling pinky shade, which I wasn't sure if this like pink would work for me because I don't wear pinks, but it actually works really well. It's more of a neutral pink. And then this Ruse shade is gorgeous. It's like a chocolatey berry type color, but they sheer out beautifully. Like you could pretty much buy any color in the range and I think it would work. They're great. They're really similar to the Makeup by Mario ones. I just find that they're a little bit, they don't have any shimmer to them, by the way. The Makeup by Mario ones have a little bit of shimmer. So they don't have any shimmer to them. Yeah, I was just checking. The Hourglass ones don't have any shimmer to them. And I like the format of these a lot more. I like that they're a little bit slimmer. You can get a little bit more precision. And they feel on the lips a little bit more hydrating. I will say that than the Makeup by Mario. The Makeup by Mario just feels kind of like your average lip gloss. It doesn't actively hydrate the lips as you wear them, but it doesn't dry them out in any way. The Hourglass ones, I do find that they actively hydrate my lips as I wear them, and I love that about them. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about my favorite lip gloss of the year. I only got these a little while ago, but they're easily my favorite lip glosses. These are the Victoria Beckham Posh glosses. These are fantastic. They actively hydrate the lips. They're silky, they're smooth across the lips. They're thick enough that they don't settle in the lip lines, but they're not like stringy or sticky. You don't get the strings when you're talking. They're just beautiful. They have vitamin E in them. They soothe the lips. I absolutely love them. The colors are gorgeous. I obviously have another one on my Christmas wish list. The packaging is beautiful. They're actual glass with the tortoiseshell lid. I just love them, okay? I love them. If you're in the market for some lip glosses, check out Victoria Beckham. These are like the only lip glosses that I bought all year that were in like an actual tube with like an applicator, like classic lip gloss. I'm nothing but impressed. Like, I love them so much. I think that's everything. Okay, so I think that's everything. I've been filming for like an hour, but I think we talked about everything. I'm just trying to think. Like looking at everything in front of me and making sure I grabbed it all. Oh, I didn't. Forgot to talk about the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash lipsticks. These are great. These are like a mix between okay, so these are the middle ground, essentially between the Hourglass Phantom Glossy Balms and the Matte Balm. Like, it's a intersection of these two. They're slightly shiny, but they're definitely not a gloss. But they're thinner than your average lipstick and a lot less pigmented. This one's the shade Boy, which is like a classic. And then this is the shade Moment. They're beautiful. I love them. They're in my purse all the time. They're so easy. I don't even have to wear a lip liner with these. I can literally toss them on with my eyes closed. I love them. They hydrate my lips. They've never caught on to like any flakiness or anything. They're super comfortable. And because they're pretty sheer, they fade really gracefully, which I really appreciate in a lip product. Because sometimes I just like forget to reapply. Like, I just don't. It's not like top of mind. It's not my number one priority. And and all of these products, I would say, yeah, every single one of these lip products that I talked about, lip liners included, they all fade incredibly gracefully. So yeah, okay. I think we've talked about everything. This was a long, guys. This was a long one, guys. I appreciate you guys if you're here at the end. Let me know, would you guys like a favorites video that specifically has to do with like more lifestyle stuff? Like hair products, fragrances, I mean, I have a couple favorite snacks of the year as well. Maybe some planner stuff as well. Like maybe we could do planner / lifestyle favorite type video. I don't know. Let me know if that's skincare too. I don't really talk about skincare a lot on the channel because skincare is like really individualized, but I do have a couple products that I feel like anyone could use. I don't know. Let me down below if you're interested in like all my other favorites in a separate video. This has been a long one. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you had as much fun as time as I did. Before you head out, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.